God is calling the distant, the lawless crossing borders of existence, tempting his intervention but missing the instinct to seek in a desperate instinct. We are victim of Eve's treason, teasing the enemy, seductively breaching boundaries and fantasizing life's apple trees, breathing, greeting, entertaining sickened creeds where starving cattle ask and beg for food to eat. But left to feed our popularity's favorite scriptures, please read to the preacher Jesus plead to his brothers and sisters. My knees fall to the altar of God's anointed earthly doctors, but sometimes we forget whose hospital we're in, who operates and restarts hearts and are able to identify imposters from the real thing. They'll say, there he is, performing healing. False gods are deceiving and deceiving beings of the kingdom, leading and breathing demon heathens. Interpreted teachings are expressed deadlines by churches forming hating systems, decreeing a prison sentence further away from the most just king. Religion is the wilderness looking to bloom fruit, but systematic bitterness has groomed many unwise fools, tools of the prophecy of roots they dream to rule themselves. There is political uproar in the temple of peace, where we sacrifice people over cynical views, yet within the pews, desperate believers are looking to hear the good news of Jesus. Not the gospel of a religious crew, fragranced of a holy truth. You can prove and argue about what Jesus would do, but even when he was among us, we made up our own truths to suit what we thought we knew. Now churches, counting out how many members they lose due to empty bottles of spiritual perfume, and stew. Customs and ancient traditions are keeping out ill-suited generations, the Gentiles of the times who are born with an affiliation to Christ, just like you. But the price to love is valued by few. And sacrifice and suffering will never be in fashion, though the crown of thorns was worn by the passion of the Christ. Will continue in hatred and discrimination, where hardship serves as our proof that God doesn't exist. And if he is who he is, why does he let tormenting persist? But we want God to perform tricks like a magician does for kids. God gave us a Holy Spirit within us, yet we have more fear and phantoms living within bricks. Even Christians are like addicts looking for a quick fix. God, if you could get us come through real quick and pick up pieces and the leaks in my spirit I let drip and mend the relationship I didn't have faith in, didn't maintain, so I backslid and slipped up and blamed the same name I cry out and proclaim before stages, post on media pages. We exchange fame for favors without honor and get paid to waver in faith and drift down lanes laid out to be avoided. But still, he gives the option to test if we're still out to play our own games, to see if we're ready to chase his purpose, ready to accept the grace his son came and gave. Still, no matter where I go, he leaves a supernatural trace to let me know and remind me that he's never late.
Wow!